Thank you. Hi, everybody. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. What? There we go. So I am Sarah Frank, and I am a mom. Obviously, moms for marijuana. That's why I'm speaking at Hempfest. My baby's in the front row down there. My other baby's over here. And I'm here to talk to you about moms and about pot. See, I'm from Boise, Idaho, and that's what we call marijuana. We call it pot. Can you hear me? Yeah? So my mom freaked out on me when I was 11 years old because I came home with a patch from a store in the mall that had a pot leaf on it. And she freaked out and stuck me in DARE, where I learned exactly what marijuana was and how to use it. I thought that was pretty interesting coming from my Christian mother. But what was really interesting is when I got sick and I wanted to try marijuana, it was not available to me because I'm in Boise, Idaho. When I found out that it worked for my pain, I was able to stop using the pharmaceuticals and lose 100 pounds because I was able to get out of my bed. But when I went to the pain clinic, they told me that I couldn't be part of their pain clinic because I used marijuana. Instead, they wanted to give me a morphine implant at the age of 22. I wasn't okay with that because, again, I'm a mom. How can you take care of your child if you're on morphine? So they kicked me out and I just used my marijuana anyway. Thank you. So I'm part of this group called Moms for Marijuana, and what we do is we educate our children, and we educate our parents, and we educate everybody that we can. We do this through talking to them. We talk to them about everything that we learn about marijuana. What do you know about marijuana? What do you remember learning in high school about marijuana? Was any of that true? We know better now, but my mom thought it was true. She told me it kills brain cells, causes cancer, and is more intoxicating than alcohol. So of course, my entire life I went through thinking this about marijuana because I believed my mother, just like I hope my children believe me. And then I found out the truth. And then I got really pissed off because my mom lied to me and she didn't even know it. And her parents lied to her and they didn't even know it. And what's been going on is these lies since 1937 have been passed down from generation to generation, and it is the problem. Prohibition is the problem, yes, but it's lying to our children that is a huge problem, and it's not going to end anytime soon. One of the things that Moms for Marijuana does is kind of give advice about what we would do if we were in certain situations when it comes to marijuana. One of those situations that we are asked about almost daily is that of CPS. As a mother, your worst fear is not knowing where your children are or that they're okay or be able to take care of them. And thousands of parents face that fear every single day because of marijuana. I'm going to tell you a story about my boyfriend, Billy. His name's Billy Fisher. We're from Idaho. And his daughter was taken by CPS from her mother. Probably a very legitimate situation. We were okay with it because that's why CPS exists. Except they wouldn't then give her to her father because he was a medical marijuana patient. That sounds logical in Idaho, right? Except we weren't in Idaho. We were here in Washington. And Washington had just legalized marijuana. They had just stopped locking up nonviolent people for marijuana. But they wanted him to do 30 days of inpatient drug rehab and 2 years of aftercare before he could even think about having his daughter come home. Even though he'd never had her, never abused her, never done anything to anybody that would hurt them. But still, the state of Washington thought that, oh, it's okay, he just needs to do rehab and then he can have her. So obviously the state of Washington didn't have the same mentality that we have about marijuana, especially when it comes to our children. And they told him, if you don't go to rehab, we're going to adopt out your child instead. They told him to quit fighting them, or they were going to adopt her out. They even told him, you can't go to Hempfest and speak on stage and tell everybody what we're doing. That's detrimental to your children. She can't come home to that. And then they set a date, May of 2014, to place her for permanent adoption. And Billy said, pardon my language, fuck CPS. And he fought back. And they told him that nobody had ever won in the courtroom against them. And they were wrong. The funny thing about that entire situation is they said that he was going to be so dangerous to this little girl if she came home because he's a medical marijuana patient. But the entire time they were totally okay with my 10-year-old being there. And the reason for that? They get money from her if they adopt her out. It's hard to adopt out a 10-year-old who already knows the truth about marijuana. So we get up here on this stage to show you that you can fight them. You can tell them this is my child and I should not have to choose between my child and a safe medicine that gives me a better quality of life. So check us out, Moms for Marijuana. Find us on Facebook. Go to our website, momsformarijuana.org, but also check out the Fight for Lily Foundation. We are going to reform CPS policy regarding marijuana in this state. And we are going to abolish the federal adoption incentives, because our children are not currency for federal funding, especially us pot smokers. We will stand up and we will fight back. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.